Welcome again to Mystics Outlook, joined tonight by Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Washington Mystics, literally 2 nights ago, fell on the road to Indiana, 80, 89-77. Tonight, they beat the Fever 85-69. Much different start. Just really a different game for Washington, period. Maisha Hines Allen got the start next to Tina Charles, and that kind of helped a lot on both ends because we saw the damage Jessica Breland did on Sunday. Maisha physically has the ability to not only stay with Jessica Breland, but to also impose her physicality on her a little bit too. Jessica Breland did still score in double figures, but it wasn't the 17 point, I think 12 rebound effort she had on Sunday. The other thing Cardell mentioned earlier on the focus, they kind of took some of their bigger players out of it. The folks that led the punch on Sunday didn't do as much damage tonight. Some of the things we discussed Sunday after their loss, we saw some of those things coming to fruition in this one. So, Ray, going to start with you. Just ask your initial thoughts on Washington kind of bouncing back, taking care of the Fever earlier this evening.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Maisha getting a start meant the world of difference. You know, the other game, Tina basically got jumped, man. Jessica Breland and Tierra McCowan, that's a lot to deal with, you know, and it was Maisha's first game back, you know, just trying to ease her into it. But I mean, this game she got to start and the difference was noticeable from jump. Yeah, her versatility just gives them a whole another dimension for teams to have to deal with. And, you know, of course, Tina's gonna be Tina no matter what, you know. So if they're gonna get consistent offensive help for Tina and defend like this, they're gonna be in a pretty good place, man. You know, they started off the game with much better energy. You know, I said earlier it was almost identical to the Liberty game, and you know that's the type of style they need to play right now. You know, especially with people still trying to work their way back. They don't have their full roster yet. Leading with their defense is going to help because it's going to get things rolling for them. It's going to get their blood flowing. They get some easy looks early, and that'll just kind of open up the floodgates. That's really what we saw tonight, man. It was, you know, a nice balanced effort. You know, Tina had 30 and 6, Maisha 15 and 10. Ariel Atkins got some shots to fall. So that's the recipe for them. You know, they've been relying really heavily on Tina. You know, she's a player they're not with the skill set they're not used to having. Like they haven't played with somebody they could just dump the ball down to and they go to work. So that I'm sure there was an adjustment period there. But you know, but now get Maisha and that'll open things up for Ariel. And tonight it looked a little easy, you know. Of course, you know, we keep saying this is not 2019. You know, it's a different team. They're gonna have to play different. They're gonna have to win different. But yeah, tonight it was I think it was a good indication of, you know, what this team can be. You know, and then of course we're waiting for the big joker to drop, and when that comes, it's gonna be a whole another world of issues. So yeah, man, it was a good win. You know, glad to see them get one in the W column, and you know, yeah, just looking forward to the next one on Friday.
Cardell?
I mean, they cut the water off. You know, McCown and Mitchell. They cut their water off, and that sparked their offense. They just had to switch their style. That's why they kept saying throughout preseason and start of the season they're trying to figure out who they are. Right now, they got to be a grinding out team, which is good because later on in the season when Della coming, you can kind of open things up a little bit more. You know you can win multiple ways instead of one way. You know what I mean? So that's gonna help them long and you know down the road, especially in playoff battles where all right, we know how to grind it out. We done this before, so it ain't nothing new. So you know, adding Maisha into the starting lineup, adding more size, versatility, and toughness. You know what I mean? You're not gonna bully her and Tina down there. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna happen. So you're not even gonna bully one of them down there. So that took away the Fever's advantage of, you know, McCowan's and Breland, you know, with that. So Then you add in the skill factor. We obviously know Tina and Maisha are more skilled than both of them, so that's how you negate what they can bring. So you look tougher, or just as tough as with Indiana Fever front court is. You're more skilled. You got that advantage, and we all know the Mystics. I like Kelsey Mitchell and whatnot, but we all know the Mystics. They're proving their championship backcourt, so they have the advantage in the backcourt. Atkins got some shots to fall. She was a pest on Kelsey Mitchell today. Didn't let her get any daylight. And that was the game. I also felt like the Mystics hit threes and they took care of the ball, which is key. When they make shots, it's like anything. When you make shots, it feeds what you do on the other end. You get more excited, you get more amped. And the trick with the Mystics is until they got to maintain that energy on the defensive end, even when they're not hitting shots. And you can see how they kind of get flat and deflated a little bit, and other teams go on runs. But overall, I just felt like they did what they should do. They should have even did on Sunday. And I know it was Maisha first game, so that's why I ain't really trip off her. Everyone's human. You gotta get back in the flow. But you see it ain't take her long. Even for like I say the first quarter, she was kind of off in there. She was like 0-4. Then it clicked. And she finished with 15 to 10, 3 assists. And like I said with her, Tabal from day one said they've been trying to use her as a Draymond Green type role. Look, when you got a big that can bring the ball up the floor and facilitate, it causes matchup problems. It just does. The big got to find her in transition, and normally the big is running to the basket, so they just picking up the first person. Next thing you know, they got a guard who's just running through the paint and probably coming back out to the three-point line. And now you got Maisha with a guard picking her up because she got the ball. She just going to throw it to Atkins, to Cloud, and go sit in the post on this smaller player. Now you got the mismatch. And that's what the Mystics ate off of in 2019. So with her and Deladon and Meesman at times just pushing the rock. So that's their advantage, man. So I just think the necessary adjustments with Maisha getting in the lineup, it put players back in their natural roles. They didn't feel like they had to do more than what they normally would have. And that's the key, man. So you got the horse, man. Charles doing what she do. So teams going, she at the top of the scouting report. Everybody else just got to do their role. Atkins got to make sure she got to be who Cloud said she was, the best two guard in the game. Doing it on both ends. Do that. Cloud setting the table. Maisha doing it inside and out. Tina just murdering, doing the same thing, eating it inside and out. Sydney Weiss, knocking down shots. Even tonight, Leilani, she hit some shots finally. She got some shots to drop. So they're starting to get in the flow, man. They just got to keep building and maintain it. But defensively, they definitely have to maintain that. They can't let that slack on that end. But good win, the rebound, and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely happy with what they had on the defense end of the floor, because obviously dealing with McCown's that's a lot. McCowan, that's a lot for any one person to deal with. That's tough to deal with, to keep her off the glass. And Tina did her job boxing her out, so Tina didn't have 10, 12 rebounds or whatever. Maisha was there to bang. Maisha was there to pick up the slack in that regard. And again, like you said, it's a little bit more difficult to throw that double at Tina. They couldn't double Tina as much tonight as they did with Maisha out there, because she could put the ball on the floor. Like Cardell, like you said with Ariel, she got comfortable. That shot falls from the outside. It's a whole different ball game to deal with. And starting Sydney Weiss, I think you mentioned that earlier on the focus, it helps space the floor a little bit more too. But again, just everybody settling into the roles. Again, this is not like some win that's going to change the year. It's just, we know what they have to do to hold the fort down until MVP comes back. You can't be 7 games under 500 if and whenever that date is that you get Elena and possibly Emma back. Like you said, and there's nothing wrong with there's literally nothing wrong, as cliche as it is, being able to win ugly or win different ways. W's are W's, and that's what you need. So there's no style points here for how you get it done.
And the Mystics, they needed to get this man because they got a heavyweight coming up on Friday, and one that's looking for revenge. You know what I mean? So, and that's a good test for the Mystics, because if you can give them their first loss, you're in good shape. You're like, all right, cool, we can get back in that mix right now. You know what I mean? So, but they got a tough one because
over there.
John Quill ain't playing, and she not alone. DeWanda Bonner. You know what I mean? And think about it. Alyssa out. That's what make it hell. Listen out. So, hey, man, this is why you love the WNBA, man. You're like the top dogs, you going to see them. You know, they going to play. So we going to see, man. But they need to get this one. They can't go on the Connecticut 1-4. That just ain't a good recipe. They need confidence.
Not at all. You got John Quell, Dewana, and the Connecticut Terrapins over there. Many
Well,
they
you know how
got.
Brenda do. You know how Brenda do.
And also, shout out to Brenda. She got her extension today. She's going to be in College Park through the 2026-2027 season. So much deserved.
AZ, when you enter the transfer portal, come on home, baby.
I thought we was done with this, but you want to know what? I can't really be mad because, you know, we covered the Terrapins. So
just saying, AZ Fudd announced her decommitment from UConn.
Hey, look, y'all, I've done nothing to either one of you. There's no reason to do that to me right now, man. There's no reason.
Hey, Sailor, you can come home too. Just come on. You ain't even look.
You want to take Mirror too? You we taking everybody back?
Look, I told Gino not to come here, so there's problems. We about to Kwame Brown it. Let's go.
Man said he's coming back to take back everything that went above the Mason-Dixon line to go to school. Come back home. But before we get out of here, as always, a quick word from our folks over at Ooze and Us. As you guys can see, teriyaki salmon is the dish of the day. Get over there and try that marinated glaze and Chef O's sweet and tangy teriyaki sauce. Enjoy it with 2 sides for $19.45 or me only for $15.45. Again, oozeandeyes.com. It's really that simple. And we'll be back this week for Mystics Outlook because, as Cardell said, they got to deal with John Quell, Dewana, and them Terps over there in Connecticut who have yet to lose a game. And yeah, that's like you said, that's who lost the 2019 championship. You know they want every bit of this. They not only do they want to win, they want to destroy them. So Friday night should be fun, right? Gotta enjoy it. For Cardell, Ray, and myself, you guys have a great evening. See you guys soon.